Pittsburgh Steelers win in thrilling fashion in an overtime victory on Sunday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks, led by Geno Smith, who had a costly fumble in overtime. TJ Watt is the MVP of that game, no doubt about it. The Steelers still have some struggles on offense, but that's okay. We wanted to commemorate the victory on Sunday Night Football by changing the lights to yellow. A lot of more stuff that happened on Sunday in Week 6 of the 2021 NFL season that we're going to unpack here on this brand new episode of Time to Football. My name is Hassan Khan, the host of this channel. Glad you guys can be joining us for this wonderful Monday morning. You guys are getting back into the swing of things, back into work, and we're here to be that ADHD part of your life that you guys can tune in while you guys are working. So I'm glad that you guys are doing that, and don't risk your job status doing that. Obviously, there are way more important things than listening to us at Time to Football. But hey, I just first want to say thank you. 20,000 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it big time. This is it. This is it. There's no going up from this. Nothing could be better than 20,000 subscribers. Nothing. Hey, but that is very, very, I guess, what am I trying to say? A direct correlation of how much you guys love this channel, how much you guys appreciate the content that we come out with. So thank you, because it gives me a lot of hope that the stuff that I'm coming out with, you guys are enjoying. So I appreciate you guys tuning in every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. through 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Although this one might go on a little bit longer than 10:30 because I promised everyone I would give a debrief of the whole Arch Manning situation. Okay, so we missed out on 3 shows last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We had to dedicate that time to fly out to New Orleans. Let me back up and let me just explain everything that happened. So, Arch Manning, who is the nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning, #1 quarterback prospect in 2023. Great player. Great kid, by the way. NBC was broadcasting their game this past Thursday. A buddy of mine, one of my boys, he live streams games, and he got contracted out by NBC to fly out to New Orleans and get a whole crew together, and let's go ahead and broadcast this Arch Manning game. They were supposed to do an interview with Arch Manning. It was supposed to be Drew Brees that went out and interviewed Arch Manning. Drew couldn't make it, and so my boy that got contracted out to live stream the game, he hit me up, and he said, Hassan, this opportunity right here, you got to come out to New Orleans. You have the opportunity to interview Arch Manning. This could put Time to Football on the freaking map. I was like, man, I got daily Monday through Friday live shows. I don't know if I can do it. He was like, okay, cool. Just think on it. 2 days later, he hit me up again. You got to come out to New Orleans. You got to. This is the opportunity. And I was like, you know what? You're right. If I get this interview with Arch Manning, 10 to 15 minutes, sit down with them, it's going to be incredible for the brand. So I fly out to New Orleans, right? We got this interview locked in. It was Wednesday at 6:30. We go out to New Orleans. We're going to show up at Isidore Newman School, which is a school that Peyton, Eli, Cooper, Odell Beckham, all of them played at. Arch plays it over there. So we go out there. 3 hours before the interview was supposed to happen, Arch pulls out. I flew out to New Orleans for no reason. So I don't know whether it was him that pulled out. I don't know whether it was his family. I don't know whether it was the coach, the athletic, whatever. But on his Wikipedia page, if you look at Arch Manning's Wikipedia page, there's a section that says he does not interview way too much because the Manning family is trying to protect him, which makes sense. Like, he's just a kid. Wants to focus on football, want to focus on school. Got it. Already gets the overexposure with his last name. But we had a 10 to 15 minute interview already scheduled, and then we couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So it was a little bit disappointing. I was able to get a little bit of footage. By the way, this is we drove by the Superdome in New Orleans, so I'm trying to cross off a list of things to do. Let me go ahead and mute this. And I'm trying to see every stadium in New Orleans, or in the United States, every NFL stadium. So seeing the Superdome was actually really, really cool, and a cool opportunity. Also, we saw Isidore Newman School as well. We traveled out there. So this is the place, like I said, where Peyton, Eli, Cooper, Odell, all of them played at here at Isidore Newman School. So, and they were practicing right here, and Arch is kind of mixed in there somewhere. I think he's on the sideline. But, yeah, I mean, all the big names came out there as well. We were at the game, and I filmed a little bit of footage at the game. Actually, Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian was there, as you can see right here. Sometimes my footage is a little bit shaky, but that's okay. But he's just chilling, man. He's just chilling. He's just scouting. Hopefully he can land. I think Texas is actually the favorite to land Arch Manning, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, so this is all footage I just shot by myself. Like, we were there. We saw him practice. We saw him play. And, man, he didn't have the best performance because the team that he faced had a really good defense. But, still a very good player. And good leader and captain on top of that as well. So even though it was kind of disappointing not to have the opportunity to interview him, I gave him a little bit of the only words that I gave to him was just, "How's it going?" That's it. That's it. So, missed opportunity. Let me see if I got any other stuff. I mean, it's just random footage, random clips. But, yeah, like, I was right next to him, too. And it's just, I don't know. I was more concerned about Steve Sarkisian. I wanted to go up to him and say, as a Falcons fan, I just wanted to tell him how much I loved him being the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons when he took over after we went to the Super Bowl. But, yeah, Arch Manning, the interview did not happen, but we had the opportunity to go out there and film him, which, I mean, not the same thing. But, yeah, I mean, what can you say? I was the understudy for Drew Brees. Drew Brees couldn't make it. They hit up Hassan Khan at Time2Football to interview him. And then he pulls out 3 hours before. Needless to say, that's the story of how I almost interviewed Arch Manning. Almost. It's okay. Gives me a little bit of hope that there are way more opportunities out there and that this isn't the end for Time2Football. There's going to be many more athletes that we have the chance to interview. We've already interviewed a few. I think like close to 40 NFL players so far. So we're moving on up. Anyways, let's move on with the actual show. You guys are checking in with the live chat, and I'm going to get to you guys as well throughout the duration of the show. We got 19 people checking in right now, and you guys are checking in. Pedro says, how about them Cowboys? Yeah, last-minute victory in overtime. Dak Prescott actually injured his calf in the process, unfortunately, on that touchdown, which actually brings us to the NFL news and notes that's going around the league. So Dak Prescott hurt his calf in that pass to CeeDee Lamb in overtime, but he is expected to be fine. He's expected to be fine. It's not a big deal. He's going to play through it. Kareem Hunt, speaking of calves, what's up with calves? I know Nick Chubb is dealing with a calf injury. Kareem Hunt as well injured his calf in this game. He was already questionable coming in. He was already going to be on a snap count. Hurts his calf, but he's highly unlikely to play in Week 6 versus the Denver Broncos. That's big news because they play on Thursday Night Football. It's a short turnaround. Probably not going to happen. Baker Mayfield, speaking of the Cleveland Browns, dislocates his shoulder. This is the second time in the last 4 weeks that he hurt his shoulder. He's been playing through it. Guess what he said? I'm going to play through it. It's a tough guy, Baker Mayfield is. So we expect him to continue to play and start for the Browns against the Denver Broncos. Latavius Murray hurts his ankle, but it doesn't believe to be serious. He hurt his ankle. They took him out of the game after getting 9 carries, and Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, they each had their own touchdowns, but it's not serious for Latavius Murray. A.J. Brown is dealing with an injury. This is big news for Monday Night Football, which we're going to preview later on in the show. But A.J. Brown hurt his ankle. Did I say hurt his ankle? I was thinking of Latavius Murray. A.J. Brown is dealing with an illness, and he's questionable. This popped up just yesterday morning. T.Y. Hilton hurt his quad in that game against the Houston Texans. What's up with T.Y. Hilton versus the Texans? Every other game, 3 receptions, 57 yards against the Texans. 7 receptions, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. He looked like he was on pace to do something like that. And then he hurt his quad, so they took him out of the game. And then the last thing, Antonio Gibson. I think I saw a comment here. This is by Chavez Girls. Good morning. What do you make about the Antonio Gibson situation? So let's go ahead and talk about that right now. Gibson hurt his shin and calf and was able to return, but he was limited. So he got a few carries, but it was mainly the Jaden McKissick show. Mainly because game script 2, you got to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. You got to pass the ball a lot. So Gibson, if he's banged up, take him out of the game. Not worth it. That is your NFL news and notes. What's to make to the Antonio Gibson situation? I mean, nothing really to it. I mean, if he's hurt, he's hurt. If he's not hurt, then he's going to be back in it. He's going to be the starting running back. He's still going to get the same amount of volume. And Jaden McKissick is still going to work in there. Now, if he's going to be hurt, people are talking about, is Jarrett Patterson a viable fantasy football option, like a person you should pick up? I say no. I thought about it too as an Antonio Gibson owner. I was like, should I pick up Jaden McKissick or Jarrett Patterson? And it's McKissick. McKissick is going to get 8 to 10 carries and 8 to 10 receptions with Gibson out. So I'd still rely on Jaden McKissick in that aspect. That is your NFL news and notes for this week. Now we transition over to what we learned. Every Monday, we debrief the previous Sunday and talk about things that we learned this past Sunday. So for week 6, what are 10 things that we learned, 10 takeaways that we can take away from this past Sunday? Number 1, the Seahawks, more than likely, it's looking like they could miss the postseason. It depends on Russell Wilson. With Geno Smith, I know he kept them in the game. Kudos to Smith. But still, those kind of mistakes in overtime in such a close game, I don't think Russell Wilson would have made the same kind of mistakes. I think if Wilson played, they might have won that game. So if it's going to continue to be in this trend where you get close but no cigar with Geno Smith, by the time Russell Wilson gets back, who knows? Maybe they could be 3-7, 3-8, and they could miss the postseason, which could be bad. So that's takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2, the Broncos are exactly who we thought they were. To quote Dennis Green of the Arizona Cardinals post-game against the Chicago Bears in 2006, they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. We let them off the hook because they had a 3-0 start. And then since then, they kind of fizzled down, losing 3 straight. But since the beginning, they are exactly who we thought they were. And that is not one of the best teams in the NFL. Maybe they're capable of upsetting some teams here and there. Their defense has some talent. Teddy Bridgewater is consistent, yes. And they've got some 2 very good running backs as well. Yes, they've got the talent there. But it's not going to look like they're competing for the AFC West. I mean, they technically are based off their record. But I doubt there's a good chance that the Broncos would compete with maybe someone like the LA Chargers or the Kansas City Chiefs, even though the Chiefs haven't been looking that great either. But needless to say, takeaway number 2, the Broncos are exactly who we thought they were. Takeaway number 3, someone actually realizes that Kenyon Drake is really good. This is from, I wanted to include this because my buddy Rob posted this in our fantasy football group me. He said, hey man, to a guy that owns Kenyon Drake in fantasy football, at least someone, talking about the head coach, the interim head coach, at least someone realizes that Kenny Drake is actually really good. And yes, he got his 2 touchdowns mixed in there. Josh Jacobs also got his carries as well, 16 carries for a tutty as well. So Kenny Drake is going to get a bigger workload. So for me saying that Kenny Drake was a drop of the week last week, I apologize. I suck. I did mention maybe you want to wait another week, but we'll see. 4, Justin Fields is, in parentheses, slowly getting better. He looked better against the Green Bay Packers. Now, he had some mistakes, but those mistakes, I wouldn't necessarily say they made sense. Okay, so there was one mistake where the Packers were offsides, and he thought he had a free play, so he just threw it deep. I mean, there was no receiver open. But there was, I think it was Adrian Amos maybe that made the interception. Some Packer secondary player was back there in the end zone and made the interception. So that mistake, yeah, that I wouldn't really put that blame on him. He had a free play. He thought he had a free play. But then there were other mistakes that obviously that were his fault. But I mean, I would say based off this takeaway number 4, Justin Fields is, again, in parentheses, slowly getting better. Number 5, the Vikings are talented enough to be 5-1. Two of their losses came within one possession. I think all three of their losses, if I'm not mistaken, the Browns, the Cardinals, it might have been all three of their losses were within one possession. And to top the Carolina Panthers and their defense, that's, I don't know. Takeaway number 5, the Vikings are talented enough to be one of the better teams in the NFL. They could easily be 5-1, and that would be a different story if they were. Takeaway number 6, the Chargers' game plan needs to get a little bit better. I don't know what Brandon Staley was thinking. I think this was just an anomaly. I want to hope. But they were playing like it was Madden, where you're going for it on 4th down on your own 19-yard line with, it's not even halftime, or it's not even the third quarter or the fourth quarter yet, and you're still going for it so I know that Staley was probably just testing the waters, and he probably has a lot of confidence in the offense. I have a lot of confidence in that Chargers offense, so, it makes sense. But yeah, I think if he could take anything back, he would take away the fact that this is not Madden, and you can't just continue to go for it on 4th down on your own 19-yard line. So that's takeaway number 6. Takeaway number 7, the Lions should center their offense around DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson. Dan Campbell had some choice words for regarding Jared Goff yesterday in a post-game press conference. He said that Jared Goff needs to get better. What I think, and I'm no NFL head coach, so don't listen to me, man. I'm just a guy with a microphone. The two most talented players on that team are TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift on offense. So why not just center everything around them? I know that 1A, 1B, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, man, if it's up to me, just give the reins to DeAndre Swift. And that's what I would do. TJ Hawkinson would be my leading receiver every single game. That's what I would do. Two of the most talented players. So that's takeaway number 7. Takeaway number 8, the Panthers' offense will be the reason they could miss the postseason. We talked about when they were 3-0, are the Panthers contenders to make the postseason? And right now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Sam Darnold. I think that, if anything, they miss out on winning the NFC South, which you got tough competition right there. If they miss out on making the postseason or the wild card in general, it's going to be because of the demise of Sam Darnold and the offense and the regression that they're having. Again, the game was close. Could have gone either way. But if they had to miss the postseason, it would be because of the offense and not the defense. Takeaway number 9. Tua Tagovailoa is going to have to carry the load for the Miami Dolphins. He did it all. Okay, this offensive line, not great. Not great for the Dolphins. They can't get the run game going. Maybe a lot of that has to do with, we'll figure in Gaskin, we'll work in Brown, we'll work in Ahmed, and they just can't get one good running back, just like the momentum and going. I don't know. But this offensive line is the reason that this run game can't get going, and Tua Tagovailoa is the reason behind why the Dolphins were even in that game. Jalen Waddle, yes, obviously, but Tua was the one throwing him the ball. And Tua, if they want any sort of relevancy in winning games, he's going to have to carry the load. It's going to have to be somewhat like a Jalen Hurts kind of situation, where Jalen Hurts is kind of doing everything in Philadelphia when Tua could be doing everything in Miami. Now, in Philadelphia, you could rely more on Miles Sanders. Like, you have better talent on offense. Whereas in Miami, it's Tua. So takeaway number 9, Tua Tagovailoa is going to have to carry the load. And takeaway number 10, the last one. The Bengals' offensive line is not that bad. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way, that the Bengals' O-line is not that bad. Everybody criticized the Bengals drafting Jamar Chase. And hey, if they had a once-in-a-generational talent at left tackle, maybe things could be different. But the offensive line, so far this season, has proved, yes, they've given up 16 sacks, but they've proved that they're not that bad. Jonah Williams, Quentin Spain. If Jonah Williams starts living up to his first-round hype, maybe he hasn't lived up to it yet, but, I think that all those players on the offensive line have been decent so far. So those are 10 takeaways that we learned from Week 6 of the 2021 NFL season. Not over yet. We still have got Monday Night Football here coming up later tonight. But that is what we learned from this past Sunday. All right. And speaking of Monday Night Football, we're going to take a moment to talk about WinView. So we talked about this every week. We talked about how you can win some serious cash by making props and predictions before the game and during the game as well. You can play live while the game is going on. Say, hey, what's going to happen on this next play? Is Josh Allen going to rush for the touchdown? Is it going to be Zach Moss? Is Ryan Tannehill going to complete this pass to Julio Jones? There's a lot of questions to be answered, and you can win some cash if you get those questions correct. There's a point system. You win some points, and that can help you get some cash. So what we did on Instagram is we asked 10 questions that are available on the WinView app. Click the link in the description, which lets you use that download link, winview.tv/T2F, and you can start playing. So I'm going to show you 10 questions that we asked on Instagram to get your opinion on what is going to happen during Monday Night Football. So question 1, Ryan Tannehill passes for 2 or more touchdowns. Is that going to happen or no? Well, according to you guys, pass whiz. Yeah, that's supposed to be an E and not a W. Dang it, Hassan. Get better. According to you guys on Instagram, 59% say yes, it is going to happen. 41% say no, it is not going to happen. All right. I mean, the Bills' defense is pretty tough, so we'll see. There will be a defensive or special teams touchdown or safety in this game. Is it going to happen? 62% say no. It's not, because it's pretty hard for that to happen, even though the Bills' defense is really good. But 38% say that, yes, we still believe in that, and it is going to happen. The Titans outscore the Bills in the first half. Will that happen or no? I mean, 73% say yes or no, it's not going to happen. 27% say yes, it is going to happen. So, yeah, the Titans, I doubt that they have the possibilities of that happening. It's pretty slim. It could happen, but I mean, you guys are favoring the Bills. Either team scores 10 or more points in a single quarter. Will that happen? 92%, an overwhelming 92% say yes, it is going to happen, while 8% are saying no, it is not going to happen. Both teams combine for 850 total yards. That's a lot of freaking yards. But hey, total yards means special teams yards as well. So kick return, punt return yards, all that. 67% say yes, it is going to happen. 33% say no, it is not going to happen. So, hey, I mean, we're just going to have to see. Stephon Diggs has 7 or more receptions in this game. 81% say yes, it is going to happen. 19% say no, it is not going to happen. I know Stephon Diggs has kind of cooled off compared to last season, but he is still getting the targets going his way. So it could happen. Derrick Henry rushes for 105 or more yards. Is that going to happen? Oh, 75%. 3/4 of you say yes, it is going to happen. 25% say no, it is not going to happen. Josh Allen has a rushing touchdown in this game. He's been on fire on the goal line. He's been running with the ball a lot. 93% say yes, it is going to happen, while 7% say no, it is not going to happen. Both teams combine for 54 points or more. So maybe 27 points each. Will it happen? 71% say yes, it is. 29% say no, it is not. And then finally, the Bills win by 5 or more points. Will that happen or no? 68% say yes, it is going to happen, and 32% say no, it is not going to happen. And that is 10 questions that are available on WinView that you can download the app by clicking the link in the description, sign up, start playing, win some cash, use the promo code, they match your deposit of up to $100. Well worth it. We're going to take a quick moment to talk about engineered sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get serious. Did you know that you spend regularly a third of your life in bed? A third of your life. That's a lot of time if you think about it. On average, 6 to 8 hours a night and over 220,000 hours in a lifetime. If you're not getting quality sleep, it has a severe negative impact on everything the next day. Whether it's a test, meetings, presentations, or just everyday tasks, you want to be your best no matter what. Whether it's live streaming. I've been sleep deprived when I've live streamed, and you guys have noticed as well. I've fallen asleep live on air. The sleep experts at Engineer Sleep have been at it for over 100 years. They've cracked the code to getting better sleep. They ask the right questions to get you exactly what you need so you can sleep better. We've partnered up with them to get you 10% off, that's up to $250, and 2 free pillows on your next purchase. Just use the promo code T2F for that amazing deal. These guys crush it. They have a 5-star Google rating, and all the products are 100% American made. Don't sleep on this offer. Punny. Great guys over there at Engineered Sleep. But now, I'm going to stop ignoring you guys on the live chats, and let's just take a moment to talk about viewer questions, answering questions that are left in the chat, whether it be questions or whether it be comments, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and acknowledge you, Hassan. Speak. Golly, I need some water for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and see what you guys are saying. Speaking of which, hey, we didn't lose. It was a bye week. All right. How about them Rams? That's what Enlo is saying. The Rams are dominant, dude. Rams are looking good. Daniel Jones, everything that he built up from that whole stigma of him being a turnover machine, gone. Threw it out of the water. Now, the Rams were really freaking good, and Kadarius Toney getting hurt didn't help, and obviously Darius Slayton missing some time and Kenny Galladay as well. But still, the Rams looked amazing. Dennis, you ask Felton or Johnson to replace Hunt. Dearness Johnson. I'm going to say Dearness Johnson. I think Felton is going to be like the Kareem Hunt, and Johnson is going to be like the Nick Chubb. And I'd rather take the Nick Chubb. So, Johnson. That's a bad situation to be in. That's what Enlo said. Yeah, it sucked. Talking about what we talked about earlier in this live stream. Yeah. Good morning, guys. Hey, Miguel. Good morning, dude. How you doing, man? Congrats on 20K. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Chavez. All my RBs are on bye. That's what Dennis said. Okay, yeah. Talking about Hunt and all that. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I actually, I was 5-0. I suffered my first loss yesterday. And I had a good week. The guy that I faced had an amazing week. But I lost because I had David Montgomery on IR. Damian Williams got COVID. And then Antonio Gibson got hurt as well. And I lost by 15 points. So I'm thinking if Damian Williams didn't get hurt, and Antonio Gibson didn't get hurt as well, I didn't have to rely on Miles Booty Gaskin to be my running back this week. So it's okay. All good streaks must come to an end. Miguel says, should I trade Antonio Gibson now with his injury problems, and for how? Sure. I mean, I'm an Antonio Gibson owner, and I mean, what are you going to get? Are you going to get a wide receiver out of it? Not worth it to me. I still think Antonio Gibson for the rest of the season is an RB2, and I'd hold on to him, honestly. I mean, we still have to, like, don't overreact. We still have to wait and see, like, the official timetable of everything, of his injury, and so don't freak out. Don't freak out just yet. It's going to be all worth it. Enlo, we have 15 people in here. Smash that like button for T2F. Yes, sir. Now we got 36 people. What are you guys doing? Smash the like. Subscribe. Enlo knows what's up. Octavio, I need Henry to do 4 points more than the Buffalo defense. I think you got it. I think you should have it. Gerardo, Viva Mexico. Yes, sir. We love the international people joining in for the stream. Carl says, please help me. Oh man, you are asking a lot. I don't know if I can, because I gotta. Oh, we've already went over. We're at 31 minutes. Okay, which wide receiver tight end should I pick up from the Titans? No one. None of them. To answer your question. Oh, you need someone tonight? Like you're that desperate. Oh, okay. I'm currently down by 17 and a half, and all I have to left to play is AJ Brown, and he is questionable. Ooh, okay. I'm vibing with you right now. I'm vibing with you right now. Chester Rogers. I guess. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry you're in that position. Uh, Octavio says, "Man, sucks about the interview. Don't let it discourage you. You are my favorite fantasy YouTuber." Hey, Octavio, I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. I was about to say something about being labeled a fantasy YouTuber, but I different topic for a different day. Different topic for a different day. Jonathan Taylor is back. Yes, sir. Inside Out Media. You're correct. Mr. Wong, is Tyler Boyd droppable? Maybe in like 8. In an 8-team league, yes. In a 10-team league, maybe. In 12-team leagues or more, no. To answer your question. Enlo, don't apologize. John Gruden had no plans to use him. Yeah, you're right. Talking about Kenyon Drake. Got my second win today. We 2-4. We're on the go. Hey, steady climb. Steady climb. Don't get. I know someone in my league that started 0-4 and won the championship. You never know, dude. You never know. And then I've also had people that start 3-0, 4-0, and they end up missing the postseason. So anything could happen in fantasy football. That's actually not a lot of hope for me because I started 5-0. Now I lost my first game last week, and I'm going to be 5-1. So I'm like, damn, I better not screw this up like the Falcons. Would you drop Darnold to pick up Tua even with the Darnold matchup versus the New York Giants this upcoming Week 7? It is a little bit early to look into Week 7 matchups. I honestly don't know who the Dolphins are playing. I haven't done my research. I did my research after this live stream, and then I work on my ads and drops and starts and sits and stuff like that. But, I mean, if you want to talk about talent for the rest of the season, I would rather take Tua Tagovailoa over Sam Darnold. I need Knox to have a big game. Rubio saying at least one tutty. It could happen. It could happen. Knox is the tight end 3 currently before this past Sunday. How do you think Emmanuel Sanders would do? This by Naslin. I think he's a start for us, and he's been a start for us for like the last 2 weeks on our starts and sets video just because he's just incredible. He's doing great. He took over Cole Beasley's job. So maybe he only gets 4 receptions, 5 receptions. I don't know, whatever it is. But he might have a touchdown. And against the Tennessee Titans, which secondary has given up a lot of fancy points, I trust Emmanuel Sanders. Everybody's saying, oh, thank you. LOL. You're amazing. Thank you for all your help. Hey, I appreciate the love. Chavez, thank you for everything. No, thank you for tuning in. Tate says, down by 6, has Knox. He has Knox. I have Diggs. Do you think I'm going to win? I'm going to say yes. I think this is a big Stephon Diggs game. Is it PPR? If it's PPR, you won. You won. For sure. Rob Navarro, PPR, tight ends worth picking up to stream for Week 7. I have not looked at the Week 7 schedule just yet. Let me go ahead and give you an early look. I was writing down my ads and drops. Now, this isn't to stream, per se. This is just in general. Some players you may want to look into. Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz. Pat Freiermuth had a good game as well. Ricky Seals-Jones. And then if you're like really desperate, O.J. Howard. But again, I haven't looked at the Week 7 schedule, so this isn't to stream. This is just if you're desperate at tight end, here's some players that you need to pick up to improve that position. Okay, so you said non-PPR. Tate said that. Maybe. Okay, it could still happen. We'll see. Keith, do you think Derrick Henry can get 15? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude gets like 30 to 40 points. 15 is nothing for him. Now, I mean, that could be the Bills' game plan. Stop Derrick Henry. but it's still hard for Derrick Henry not to get 15. He's that freaking good. And then let's go ahead and just take one more. Mr. Wong, down by 30. Pick 2, Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, or Julio. I would take Diggs and Sanders. Julio might get bottled up, especially if A.J. Brown is out. You know that everybody's going to double team Julio Jones at that point. And this might be a big Chester Rogers day. If you're down by 17.5 and you need a wide receiver to take place of A.J. Brown. Good thing. You saw it live. If you tuned into Sunday's live stream, the Q&A, I had A.J. Brown in the lineup, and then someone in the comments was like, A.J. Brown is going to be on a snap count. I was like, frick. This was 4 minutes before the London game. We were live. Dolphins and Jaguars. I took A.J. Brown out of my lineup, put him Laviska Shenault. So I avoided that. But for you guys that waited until Monday, and then now this A.J. Brown news is coming out, I'm sorry. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but hopefully you guys have a backup plan. Okay, one more. We got one more coming in. Sumo Ninja, thoughts on Michael Pittman with T.Y. Hilton back? I still like Pittman more than T.Y. I really do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream. We've been going on for a little bit too long, but that's going to go ahead and conclude this episode of Time to Football. We appreciate you guys joining in. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, like always, so you guys can get up-to-date notifications on when we come out with more videos every single day. Again, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday is the live stream that we do, just like this, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then throughout the week, we come out with more videos. You guys are big fans of fantasy football. Come out with those videos on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you name it. With all that said, we appreciate you guys joining in on this episode of Time to Football. And remember, if you have the opportunity to interview Arch Manning, you're better than Drew Brees.